So actually I would love to turn back time just right now. And do you remember your first time when you came to Berlin?
I'm remembering it all the time at the moment and thinking about it a lot for a number of reasons. Not only, of course, because we're here with the Derek film, but also because I'm here with a filming competition for the Julia, the Zonka film, and the only other time I've been here with a filming competition was with Caravaggio. And that was the first film I ever made, and it was my first film with Derek. And also, being here for the Teddies has brought me to this part of Berlin for the first time since I was here, probably in 1989. And I don't know that other part of Berlin at all. I've been there a couple of times.
East Berlin, yeah.
I mean, I used to know it when it was East Berlin, but I don't know that whole kind of swanky, you know, Filmpalast world. It's another country to me. But this is very familiar to me, you know, the Zoopalast and all of this. So looking out of these windows and seeing this old Berlin is bringing it back a lot. And of course, I mean, to a certain extent, I feel a little like Rip Van Winkle because I was away from Berlin for so long, and then I come back. But there are a lot of people still here who, of course, there are glaring holes. You know, there's a huge Derek-shaped hole, and there's a huge Manfred-shaped hole, and there's an Alf Bolt-shaped hole, and there are countless holes. But there are so many other people who are still here, and it's a little bit like a school reunion for me.
So actually, the Germans loved Derek's work and Derek so much, and he appreciated him so much. And I got the feeling that back home in Britain, they didn't, you know.
You know, little countries tend to eat their young. I think it's not only an English habit, although the English are really bad at it. They're really bad. I think it's an old imperial attitude, you know. I think the Australians call it tall poppy syndrome. You know, if anything grows tall, you cut it down. It's okay. You learn to live with it, you know. Especially if you have any kind of international profile, it makes the English very nervous. They think you might be representing them wrong. But the wonderful thing that I learned with Derek was to make international alliances. I mean, all our alliances were international. They're not really British films, Derek Jarman's films, you know. They were always funded out of, you know, ZDF was always an enormous supporter, and Uplink in Japan, and Mikado in Italy, and they were international films. We had an international audience.